Hey, it's James from Finney Electrical, and this is the worst fault finding I've come across. Let's get into this. Right, so just halfway through a job, so we don't always film these, but yeah, it's just an empty property. The sockets are tripping out. It's going with a big bang or something, you were saying. Or by that, he might have meant it's tripping as well. So you can't always, you have got to take things with a pinch of salt. I can't even speak today. Late night. But yeah, so we're going to test this. So what we've done so far then is just test the other side out. So everything's testing good. So we've got this tester. The other tester's in for calibration. I was on the way and I was like, I ain't got a tester. So then I had to go to CF and get a ethos tester. So it's, I've never had one with the LCD screen before, but it's alright, you know. So then, let's do fault finding. Let's figure out what's going on. So if you can see in there, there is a Hager board hiding in there somewhere. It's a 5-way on one RCD. That's the little RCD unit there with a little finger wiggling. And that's the other one down there in the darkness. So the way to test this then, you can do a global test, which is what we're doing. So I'll show you on the good one that you can actually see. So we'll set that up there. We'll knock the RCD off. So that disconnects earth and neutral together, because earth and neutral are the same conductor. I'll try and turn this back on, if it will turn back on. I think you press one of these long, like a long press, any button apart from test, and it turns on. There we go. Now then, so it's on continuity. Not continuity, we want it on insulation resistance, sorry, 250 volts. I'm just going to test earth to all the neutrals and all the lines and see what we get. So let's press test. There we go. 1.4 meg. So anything above 1 basically passes, and that's all the circuits, you know what I mean? So let's see if it's just one of these lines to earth. So we've got 4 meg on that one. We've got 16 meg on that one. And we've got 2.2 meg on that one. Obviously, with the neutrals all connected together, you should get the same reading. If it's like, I don't know, if this stuff's on, like the light switches are on, which then it goes through the light and then back down the neutral to that neutral bar. Sometimes it's all the same reading, but yeah. So it's well over 1 meg is the point. So therefore that has passed. So we can ignore all that. Good job. Right, now we're going to do the same on the other side, but you can't see because it's dark. So we are in Scarborough, of all places. So it was a nice little hour out. So we started doing like fixed cost for the testing, just because we're quite good at it, and some people would be there for the full day. They'll be charging like £350, £400 a day or whatever, even more, and not find it, or just do something dodgy to get it up and running. So we're that good, we'd basically fix it. If it's an emergency call out, it'll be a couple £100. If it's just like a normal booked in job, it'll be £100. So, cost be good, we're earning less money. So we thought we'd just do a fixed cost of £200 to fix these, which is a lot cheaper than £350 or £400. And yeah, we find it every time. So it's a lot safer in their minds that they could go with one guy where they charge hourly and it could take all day, or they could go with us where they've got a fixed cost and it just takes as long as it takes. So the risk is on us. Right, in we go. We've got a torch now, so we can actually see it there. My goodness. So if I can just pop that on there. Oh, I need a wide mode, you can't even see. Right, we're going for the super view, so you can see what I'm doing. Oh, I can't even get in. Oh, I've got my shoulders in, look. Just, this is diabolical. Alright, so we're just going to test earth to line. So we're going to do like a global test. So thankfully it's got a button on the tester on this new tester. So with the RCD off, test, and we've got, I can't see, 0.12. So now we're going to dive in, take the neutrals out, figure out what circuit it is. So I can't even see the neutral bar, but this one was off, this circuit 2, so we're going to take those. Oh, it's cutting off my circulation. Let's take those neutrals out here. Oh, I've got a phone call. I can't get in my pocket. Neutrals out, if you can see that. So we're going to retest now with those neutrals out. Let's go neutral bar, so this is testing everything. What have we got? 0.226, it's still low, even with that out. let's try the socket circuit. 0.22, still low. 0.28 mega ohm. This will not pass, right? So there might be multiple circuits which is causing the issue. Oh, it is cooker. So there's just a cooker circuit in, and we're getting 4.4 meg. Hooray! Right, so that means the cooker's fine. So we've eliminated one circuit out of 3. But yeah, we've got sockets, and we've got central heating and kitchen sockets. So they said I had a leak on somewhere, probably along here, on this wall. So somewhere, it's either the boiler, could be the issue, or these kitchen sockets. What we're going to do then, we'll have to get into this circuit now. Not looking forward to it, but yeah, we'll have to just break it in the middle essentially. So the sockets are wired from the fuse board all the way around and back as a ring. So we chop it in half. We'll have a good side, we'll have a bad side. At the fuse board, we'll have a good end and a bad end. The good ones you can ignore. The bad ones, you connect that back up and then you split again. So let's say these good ones you ignore, these bad ones you go again. So you connect that back up, ignore them, and then split it again. You'll have good and bad, and then you go again, until you find the issue. I'm like a snake. Ugh, so I've just got my arm in. Just enough torque to take the 2 socket end rings out. There we go. So we've got two lines for the sockets, and you got 2 neutrals there, so they're disconnected. This is the worst fault finding ever. Look, this socket is halfway between here and the back of here behind the panel. How am I going to get to that? Right, that's everything split then. So greater than 200, so we're putting up to heaven because that's passed. That's a good one. There we go. Let's do the neutral as well, just to be on the safe side. Yeah, passed, and then we're going to do one of these lines. Make sure we actually clamped on. Greater than 200, so we have another one that's going to heaven. Let's have a look at this one, neutral as well. And then we'll do, finally, this one should be the hell bent. What's going on? Could have been this socket, you know, which was causing the issue. Right, everything's passed. So before, when I tested the actual terminal, let's test that now then. This is a surprising series of events. What is this tester? Oh, it's on insulation resistance. Line on earth they're in. This is not good for this brand, is it? Literally, that's a dead short. It should be giving me 0.00. Oh, it is now. Now it works. It wasn't doing that a minute ago. There we go, we've got the tester working now. So if we just got earth to this one up here, we're getting 0.38, so let's put that down, and these should be good. Let's just test these then. Getting 200, getting 200, getting 200, getting 200, and we'll do the neutral as well. Yeah, there we go. So we've got a bad and a good. So when we go around now, we've split that ring like we showed earlier. So as we test round, if they're showing good readings or greater than 200, we can ignore it. Let's just pray it's not that thing right under there, because we can't get to it. There we go, so we can ignore this one here. Let's test the next one. Test that. We can ignore that one, that's passed. So yeah, anything that's greater than 1 meg really, you can ignore. Obviously you've got 0.38 or whatever it was there. Of course this nightmare socket is on the bad side. Right, there's 2 cheeky sockets here, but look at that. You see all that? You can't tell on camera, but it's basically all blacked out. Hooray, with that split then, we've got 10 meg on that. There we go, so we're doing a split here then. So that basically made all the kitchen basically clear, so it was about 10 meg-ish, which I was happy about. Charged my camera a bit because it kept dying. We're doing a split here. So the way it's wired, I don't know if you can see this at all, but it's basically like an armoured cable that gets glanded into the box. That is the earth, and it's just 2-core. So it's a bit of a weird system. Not really seen that before. And they obviously go in and out the sockets and gland into the box itself. I think it goes from there back to here, back to the board, and actually glands into the bottom of the board. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if you can see that at all, but that is your socket circuit. Essentially just armoured going down and then up into the sockets. Really weird way of doing it. So with that split then, that's made all of the sockets greater than 1 meg. Yeah, so we're left with that going back to here is 1 meg. This is literally bang on 1 meg. Everything else is like 5 meg over, 10 meg over. Now they are USB sockets, so that could be a thing as well, because if you're testing and the USB has some sort of tie to earth, then you're going to get kind of a false reading. But I do think that with taking this off, it's cleared everything. So I think this USB socket is the culprit. So if I test this now, it should give us bad readings. So there we go. So before we do that, I'm going to get back in the hole and see if those cables, each end of the ring, is clear or more than 1 meg. So I think that's what we're getting, 1.13 over there. So let's see what we get on the actual cables for that ring in the board. So those cables are clear then, so it's powered everything up then. Sure, what we've done is just rejigged it. So obviously we had a ring circuit that went round. We've cleared the fault on that dodgy socket at the start. Put all that back together so it wasn't touching on the back. And that's all back together. Even though the boxes are sticking proud, it's a bit not ideal whoever's installed that. And chopped the boxes in. And then, so it was a radial circuit actually from the board to here to here. And then it's just a 20 amp radial round. So we've got power back on, but I've just shoved it on I've rejigged the fuse board, so it's just that on that side of the fuse board then. So if it trips again, it's just going to knock out this circuit. But there's no what you can do. What would you do at this point? It's the cabling itself running from the board to the first points, and it's in armoured going underground. With something like this, this is the final stage, and this is the end of this cable potentially, and it'll have to get redone then. So we have to get a cable from the board round somehow and pick up 1 socket, 2 socket, 3 down there, 4, and then it might pick up a socket in the back of here. So that should be interesting, trying to rewire that one. Yeah, it does, it picks up that as well, so no fun. Yeah, it's like a DIY who's done this. So you've just got a 20 amp switch. That's not a fuse switch, it's just a 20 amp switch. And that's it's like a 1mm cable in the wall, so obviously it's not protected. Normally that should be like a 13 amp fuse burst. I have to flag that, but that's just straight off the socket circuit, so that's not good either. And there we go. So what a nightmare test then. So that was a nightmare. Oh, so obviously it was the connection in the back of there then banging out, not right. So we said, right, we'll put a price in to fix that. Then it's just old cabling, so he's gonna have to get a rewire then from here to there, and then all this. All right. But yeah, we're getting there. It was an interesting one. And that's how you do fault finding on the worst fault find ever. Oh, there we go. Testing over. My ribs are all bruised. My shoulders are all bruised. But we've got it back on. We've got it working. But yeah, it's quite a bit of remedials to be done there to get that where it should be. There's cables to get rerun, and if it lasts on 1 meg, then great. So it should just trip that one side if it just trip again. So hopefully it lasts. But yeah, shocking work. It's only just been rewired. So I said, right, you need to get in touch with the guy who just did it, because obviously the cables come through the wall. There's 3 just smushed together through a metal hole. No grommet, so it's just cutting in. Shocking really. But yeah, I don't know, these electricians in Scarborough, not worth the wait, are they? This is what we want. A bit of beach, a bit of pizza, garlic mayo. Scarborough, baby. There we go then. So if you like this kind of content, hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit the little bell notification so you know when we're next uploading. As always, have a good one from me, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.